But what I know is I'm feeling just fine.
My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail, man. What about the trauma she caused? Thumbnail is from Why Did I Get Married? Tyler Perry film. Table scene when the wife says, you know, the husband has an STD, but he actually got it from the man that she was sleeping with. And sometimes when you get on social media, you have all of these co-ed relationship conversations. And ladies always talk about the trauma that they've had, you know, the trauma that has been given to them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And I think about it in this sense where people forget that we have trauma as men, like y'all inflict trauma on us. But y'all overlook that because it doesn't count for some reason because you're doing it to men. What about the trauma of, you know, embarrassing guys in public? Forget, you know, we're not even going to talk about it at home. What about do you think guys are traumatized if they take you out or they go out with you and you really try to make them look foolish in front of an establishment of people for really a petty reason, a silly reason, or no reason at all? You don't think they're traumatized by that? But I guess he's a man. He's supposed to deal with it. What about the trauma of a guy getting cheated on or used or manipulated? What about when she does that to guys? You know, what about the trauma that she causes? Because a lot of y'all don't think like, you know, y'all cause anybody any trauma or there's no, you know, men are supposed to have karma, but ladies are not for some odd reason. And what about that? What about the guys, you know, you cheated on? There's a short on, I think it's on YouTube, with actor Miguel Nunez. I don't know who the host was, I'm sorry, but they were talking about divorce. And he was talking about, and she asked, you know, how do men go through divorce? He's like, the same way women do. It's devastating. He knew guys, he knew 3 high profile guys who wound up got a divorce, and they were willing to just take themselves out because of, you know, the depression around the situation. And nobody asked that to these guys who are married, you know, and we bring up the stats of, you know, 80% of divorces are filed by women. Y'all don't think these guys have trauma? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what about because of these divorces? You know, that's not trauma, right? What if when guys work their whole life for something that somebody takes it away because they were in a relationship with them? You don't think that's a trauma that you're causing? Whether married or not, when you have to go through the family courts and you get the short end of the stick, and you know people are incentivized to make sure that you're alienated from your own kids, you don't think that's a trauma that these guys face? Like, seriously? Like, what about the trauma that you're causing? You know, you don't think when your kids come to you with disrespect, with animosity, with a wall up, and you gotta fight through all of that just to have a relationship because, you know, your kid was contaminated in their opinion of you and their thoughts of you? You don't think that's trauma? Like, what about the trauma that she caused? You know, I know y'all talk about mental abuse and verbal abuse and physical abuse. You don't think it's trauma when, you know, when ladies like putting their hands on guys knowing because, you know, I can hit you, I can kick you, I can stab you, I can spit on you, I can slap you, you know, I can shoot at you, I could be mad and just because I'm mad. And your response is, as a man, you're not supposed to do nothing back, even though that's so anti our human nature. You know, You don't think we traumatized by watching somebody purposely try to hurt us because they feel like they can, so they go too far. They try to go the extra mile to really do it in a physical sense, and then they do the same thing verbally, and they do the same thing mentally. And like I was saying with the kids, they do the same thing using the kids. You don't think that traumatizes guys? You know, that's what you think. You don't think these guys are have trauma from being told, you know, men are dogs, men ain't ish. You know, guys in particular being insulted because, you know, the insult is you're like your dad, who you've already been told wasn't a good human being. So any reminder of that makes you feel like, oh, you know, how can I be evil? I got all my good from you. I'm purged of all the evil of him. And you don't think that's traumatizing when you tell somebody, you know, when you try to tell somebody they're like their father, but it's always a negative connotation. You don't think that's traumatizing? You know, but hey, as guys, that's just supposed to be par for the course. So to me, it's just ridiculous. But, you know, this is the society we live in. But tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch you on the next one. Peace.